In 1998, Tinubu was selling fuel and had fuel station in Washington, D.C. He gave me $600. He was very rich. He was very rich. From where did he get the money from? In an interview on State Affairs with Edmond Obile, former commissioner in Edo State, Honorable Abdul Oro, stated that he fled Nigeria in 1998 because his life was under threat from the military government of General Sani Abacha. Oro said he later stayed in a house owned by Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Washington, D.C., USA. He said one day he went to Tinubu's filling station in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is in USA, Abi? Is it not? So ask him for money, and Tinubu gave him $600. You know why I can afford to give you that kind of money now? Is that not why I cannot go to US again today? You know what they called him now? That's why he had that kind of money at that time. He was very rich. We know why now. Oro added that Tinubu and Alfred Rewan were major financiers of National Democratic Coalition, NADECO. He said Tinubu was very rich then and owned properties in London and the United States of America, the same United States that he cannot go to again. In other words, Tinubu was selling fuel. He had a filling station in Washington, D.C. area, so I went to see him and I told him I have this money. I wanted to know if she could change it for me to dollar equivalent. He just laughed. He knew that I was playing tricks on him. He brought out $600 and gave me. Tinubu and Alfred Rewane were the main financiers of NADECO. He was very rich then. He had properties in London and US. Oh, we heard you. Jimo says, but that time we connected the money, you don't comply. But why now? Ugo says, proceed of drug deals. I love him, Sha. He's my role model because he's a real man. He's a real man. Oh, Nasabo says, money from carrying drugs. Obviously. Lauren says, are you happy for the situation in Nigeria today under Tinubu's government? I wonder. Money settles this all. Says, where is the $600 now? Is it still with you? Oh. It says, so what is he doing in presidency since he is very rich? Exactly. Somebody that already has a mentality of, do you get a drug lord making easy money and all of that? That's why he's always loaning money up and down, borrowing money up and down, and not return it. These mentally ill people everywhere in Nigeria, no be small thing. Steven says, how does that relate to Nigeria's current issue? Unique says, poor people with too much money, yes, they still render the country economy useless, no be small. Ibrahim says, is there anyone in the world that traffic drug that is not rich? I wonder. Drug people are rich people now, if you don't know. Exactly. This one says, how did he get the money? How did he get it? How did he become very rich? Affirmative now, and drug lord. Jumbly says, Tinubu gave you $10,000 to buy Ghana for Nigeria. Celeste says, Tinubu met me in Chicago and gave me $220 billion in 1997. When will our old foolish men repent from their foolishness? Will they continue in folly forever? It's forever. It's forever. Priya says, will this nonsense talk put food on our table? Stupid man. He says, another bumper liar. It might even be saying the truth. It might not be a lie, but we all know how he got that kind of money. Even so many of us who have been following the politics activities of Tinubu since early 1990s know that he is a highly successful and rich person. He was the main brain behind NADECO in Nigeria and abroad, but I wonder why Oro is just talking now after years of undignified silence. As a top civil rights fighter in the 90s, Oro is among those who are first standing for about the role Tinubu played in restoring democracy in Nigeria in 1999. May God preserve the life of Gilbert. Amen. So the fastest way to make money are two: rituals and drugs. There are some people that have real money, but we know that we see their job, we see what they are doing. But some that we don't know their main job. All of it, they just have money. From where? Where did they have the money from? Ishala says, this senseless stuff. Wasn't how he got the petrol station? And was it the only person when the video is having in South Africa? You can't be demeaning him with your assertion. Isn't this how they talk? Read now. Have sense. Read. Now what for you? It's not insulting your president now. You see, the says he was rich then, selling and indulging in oil business and other businesses. He is even richer now. That is not what we are discussing now. Right now, people are hungry. Right now, people are buying in droves. Right now, people are hungry more than ever. Now, people cannot travel from point A to point B without apprehension. Now, nobody believes again in this country. Now, people's life are not guaranteed. How does it make the citizens believe in this country again? Yes, sir. It's not even about traveling from point A to point B. You can be in your house and something will happen to you. Is that bad? Carlos says, just say he was doing that is kind of business which is about to be exposed very well, like what Maduro experienced. Exactly. Frank says $600 to Naira. How much is the value then? No moment. My Ibrahim says, unlike those who sold our common patrimony to enrich themselves. What is unlike those who sold? They play? Kala says, enemy of Nigeria, because he gave you $600 that made him to be rich. You are all fighting for your pocket and doing everything normally possible to defend your master, so that you can share part of the national cake. Subsidy money. Shameless people. Joshua says, very rich drug lords. Ben Omori says, an accountant and an auditor in an oil company couldn't have ended up being poor. Auditor. Tinubu has always been a master planner. Hate him or like him, Tinubu is a genius in his own right. How was he and how did he become an auditor and an accountant? Somebody that we don't know the school that he went to. Wow. First, he said, you forgot to mention that he was also into drugs. John Grabber says, you will explain that it seems you are not yet aware that Tinubu will be retired back to Lagos in 2027. Harry says, riches are credible from drugs or what? Gullible fellow. You are interested in riches without knowing the source, or are you one of the peddlers? Those that forfeited the drug funds and ran back to Nigeria, exactly. Came back and they can't go there again. Frank says, about continue, he's so rich, maybe richer than Elon Musk self. Kantochukwu says, grandfather, they lie small. They lie small. He might not be lying, sha. He might not be lying. Tony says, okay, we don't hear Ogaro. You can meet him that now. Now, $1 billion he go give you now. Not just that change again. Prince David says, Oga, you are too big for this. Anybody can help anybody. Why telling us now? Does that affect the fact that he has failed in leadership? Does that? It doesn't. Claire Chama says, so what follows? Are you looking for a diplomatic posting? At Essence says, so what are you trying to say now? He's saying that Tinubu is a good person. Baby, he's a giver. John Chineme says, love not the world, for the love of the world is enmity with the world, with the Lord. What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Panpidele says, beneficiary on sports, not be so. Don't be small. Oracle says, and so, what's my business? It is well, my listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.